What's up YouTube? My name's Quickie, welcome back to the channel. Today is Wednesday. Monday was a laptop day again, because every Monday seems to be a laptop day again. Well, that'll do. Tuesday, I got a load more of the hangers that I do. I've got a load more of them done and boxed up and everything else. So today's Wednesday, which means it's a bike day, and we've had some deliveries. So I've got some motorcycle coolant from Castrol, thank you very much. I've also got my oil. I've got NGK spark plugs, a high flow oil filter, a high flow air filter, and for some reason they sent me another clutch cover gasket, which I don't get, like at all. I'm still waiting on the sump gasket, because we do want to have the sump off the bottom of this, just to make sure there's no nuts and bolts and stuff in the bottom. But we have pretty much got most of the stuff we need. I am going to do a breakdown of costs, just so you know how much I'm into this bike for. It ain't going to be much. It ain't going to be much really. Most of it is just work. So, kettle's on, and I need to get busy. What am I going to do? Let's do the clutch. Let's put the clutch back in. Right, where's that? Right then. That'll do. Right, so my clutch has been soaking for quite a few days now, which is fine. And it could just sit there for longer if I'm honest, but I'm trying to get everything done in time for the weekend that I can get done. So Jamie's down on Saturday again, because he's a very good man. And what we want to do is to get the rest of the head all together and sorted out and basically buttoned up and covers put on. So we have sorted out, we've measured all the shims with a set of micrometers, so we know, how big is in where and all that sort of stuff. We've still got the cams to put in, still got to time it up, and then we've got to settle the valve gaps. And then we're going to have to shuffle the shims around a little bit. It may be that I need to go and get some more shims. I spoke with the local bike shop. They don't do an exchange shim service. At least I don't think they do. The fellow was a bit vague. But if we find out what shims I've got that I don't need and what shims that I do need, then I can give them a call and we can sort something out. If it's only getting a few of them, then happy days. But they can range from sort of like anywhere from £3 to 10 quid if you just go for new ones. But normally you can just take the old ones and go, I don't need that one, I need that one. And you can sort of, exchange it for a couple of quid or whatever. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. But ideally I want all the top of the engine back on. Because get to that point, it's a case of put the exhaust on, sticking the carbs on, all that sort of stuff, and we can hear the bugger run. However, that does mean everything needs to go back on it. So, I think I'm going to start off just by sticking this clutch back in, because it's a doddle of a job, and it gets it out of the way. Right, I'll need that. Right, this should be fairly straightforward. Because really it's just a case of sticking all the plates and stuff back in, putting the tensioner back on here, and then we're all good to go. If you look at the outside of the pressure plate, there's lots of little nicks, quite a few little nicks, pretty much all the way around the outer edge of this basket. I will get a picture and show you just so you can see. A few people chipped in reckoning that there was a problem with them clobbering on this tensioner. However, I've looked at the tensioner and I can't find anywhere that it's hitting, like nowhere. And if you hold it up, I mean, yes, it does get kind of a bit close and stuff, but there's no marks on it anywhere. I don't know, is that a little, oh, that's a little one. So it's right on this corner, right on there. Interesting. I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm just going to take the burrs off this. And I'll run my finger up. I mean, you can feel the nicks and stuff. I think I'm probably going to take the burrs off that as well, just because burrs is never a good thing. It's all nice and clean in there though. Which is a good thing. So really, this is just a case of a quick assembly job. But I am going to tidy up what I can. Right, let's... it's the tiniest little burr as well. Right, where's my needle file? Right, what I ended up doing was getting a really fine file, and I literally just took that burr off the corner there, which is fine, and it was literally just the burr. And then for the pressure plate, I could have gone round it on the bench with a file, but I don't really like doing that. So I threw it in the lathe, put it on a really slow speed, and just held the mill file on it basically, just to take that burr off. So, there would have been a picture up by now so you can see it. There are still a couple of tiny little nicks in it. Obviously where that thing's grabbed hold of it. But the whole thing is basically smooth, and that outside edge does bugger all anyway. So I think we're going to be okay there. So that's all good and cushy. Right, let's have a look at these plates. Sticking a clutch in is a doddle. It's not a long job, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So these don't have an inside and an outside, that's all good. That is all fine. They are nicely soaked up as well, so all we're going to do is start shoving these in. Come on. Right, so there's a friction plate. All the steels are the same size as well. So it's not like there's a thick one that has to go on the outside or anything. And literally it's just a case of putting the stack back in. So I'm going to get this done and I'll be back with you in a minute. The last one going in. Been looking at these friction plates and steels, so everything looks fine. There's no issues there at all. Oh, my caps, my thrust washers and the bearing, they're all still in situ and stuff in the middle as well, which is all good. So just make sure that's all nice. Little splurgy ball, never hurt anybody. I think stick him back on. And that'll just act as a bit of a keeper at the minute and keep all this lot where it needs to be. Right, so next job, I just want to check these springs and see how long they are. Because they're permanently under compression, they do squash down a bit. So there is a service limit, the manual will tell me what it is. So we'll have a quick peek in there and see what the service limit is. And as long as they're okay, then they can go back in. I have to see how much to talk them up to as well, didn't I? Right. Right, there is a service limit on clutch components as well. So these can be between, where is it? 2.7 and 3 mil. Come on. So 2.9, these are absolutely fine. Same thing on the friction plates and stuff as well. It looks like this is almost a new clutch because everything is towards the upper limit. The service limit is 2.5. So I think at some point this had another clutch in it and it's not had a great deal of use since. So that's all good. This can all go back. And you can go on like that. Right, happy days. Right, where's the spring? clutch springs, 6. 6.3. So free length is 46.3 with a service limit of 42.7. So again, the springs is absolutely fine. I'm just going to go through and check all of them because I've got all of them here. But as long as we end down to the 42.7 mark, we should be okay, I think. So the clutch is actually in really good nick. Loads of wear left on it. So happy days. So, torque settings. Clutch spring retaining bolts. 8 foot-pounds, 1.1 kilo. Right. Right then. Right, so that's the clutch all back in. Happy days. Just cleaning all the goo off the mating surface where the gasket's going to sit. This is just that ultra fine Scotch Brite. It's quite good just for getting. Oh, there's some goo and stuff on it. There's not really much. It's in bloody good nick actually. I don't really like scraping these surfaces with a Stanley blade. I'm trying not to do that anymore. I've been watching a couple of YouTube channels and it seems quite easy just to nick it. So this is just really fine. But all this is looking lovely. Right, at this point I would be sticking the gasket and the cover back on. Look at that. I am getting proper nerdy about machine finishes. At this point I would be sticking the cover back on, which has all been freshly painted and everything else, but I can't find the bolts. I don't know if they're here, if I need to go get some, so I've dropped Jamie a message just to ask him if he was replacing them or if he had them here or whatever. And if I need to go and get some, I'll just go and get some, that'll be fine. But at least this will all be ready anyway, eh? Right, yesterday was not a very good day. I did swear quite a bit. Yesterday I was doing all my hangers and stuff, boxing them up and getting them ready to ship and all that sort of stuff. And that meant I needed that blue box up there because that's got some stuff in it. However, when I reached up, I nudged this and that bit there fell off and it hit the tank. I've got a dink in my tank. It's not a big one, it's not. Tiny bit of filler and that'll go away. But I've got a dink in my tank. I haven't told Jamie yet. Right, so there's my carbs. They are filthy. He's not turning. Right, okay. That's a bit naughty. I think it's just crud that's built up around the edge of the butterflies. We're missing a bolt, or a screw rather, at the choke assembly, which is sticky as hell. Tiny bit of rust on a couple of these screws. That's got some, I don't know, he just wipes off. None of the lines look perished or anything else. All the springs and stuff look to be in place. That all looks good. Couple of rusty clips up here. Nothing's broke though. He moves, he moves, he moves. He doesn't. The needles don't look bad. Again, nothing a damn good clean wouldn't sort out. I was just going to do, well, depending on the state of these, I was just going to, you know, take the tops and bottoms off, go to town with a can of that carb cleaner and just get them nice. But what I'm thinking here is we're going to split the bank and shove them through the ultrasonic. I don't know when these will last apart. And just there's bits in there I'm never going to get to. Like a couple of these clips in here need to be replaced. Yeah, and whilst I've got them off and it's in bits, I might as well just go to town and get it done. He might be getting painted. I just want to clean them up basically. So I've got a service kit here. There's enough here to do all four, and you get like the needle valve, the seats, little washers, there's an O-ring that goes around the float bowl, there's some tiny little O-rings in there. But there's enough in there to do 4 carbs, so we've got everything there that we need, assuming nothing else is broke. I've got replacement clips I can put on, but they're the crimp-on style ones, not the sort of squashy reusable jobbies. I'm sure I can find a screw for that, so that shouldn't be much of an issue. Yeah, it's just a case of stripping and cleaning them. So in the manual, this is the carb that I'm looking at here. It's just a CV carb. What is it? CVK. Yeah, CVK. It's a kind carb. It don't look that complicated really. Not at all. Dismantling, examination and reassembly. Blah 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 blah. Never remove the carburetors from their mounting brackets unless absolutely necessary. Each carburetor can be dismantled sufficiently for all normal cleaning or adjustment procedures whilst in possession on the brackets. See illustration up there. Right, well I think these need a proper clean. So this lot is all going to come apart. I'm going to split the bank. We do it 1 carb at a time. Everything will all be laid out. And we're just going to go to town on it and try and get all this stuff cleaned up. Like I say, I don't know when... That actually moves really nicely. Once you get it past that crusty bit. Right, I don't know when these will last serviced, when they're all cleaned or anything else. I don't even know if they were drained. So chances are the float bowls is all gummed up, which means, you know, jets and everything else is all going to be bunged up as well. So that's going to be the next job. What is the time? 5 to 12. I've got to go at 5:30. So we can at least make a start on it, and then I will come back tomorrow and we'll carry on. Right, the throttle cables is looking a bit ropey as well. This manufacturer's Loctite all the way down here. You could soak them in oil, and I mean they seem to move all right, but they just look a bit, yeah. So I think we're probably going to get a couple of new throttle cables too. Just because I really don't want anything sticking. That would be bad. So we'll get a couple of them. What else have we got? Oh, we've got a battery as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But we do have a little bit of a... I have spotted something else on the bike that I need to get as well. Let me show you. Right, so we've got there's a relay here, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a big hole in the top of it. There you go. It looks like it's been ground off or something. Possibly got hot. I'm not really sure, but anyway, need to get another one of them, so it has got numbers and stuff on the side. I'll probably just add this off and nip down Halfords up the road, get another one. So that'll all be good, but before batteries go in or anything else gets connected, obviously I need to go around and just double check for stuff like this. So make sure there's no burnt out connectors. This is a new wiring loom, but I just want to be sure that everything is as it should be. Well, I've just been on the phone with Jamie again, because I'm missing a few bits and pieces. There's an O-ring that sits in this groove that basically seals the carbs to the air box. This one here was in, but the other 3 weren't. He thinks he knows where they are in the back of his garage, so he's going to go and have a look-see. And he's also got the original bolts for the clutch cover. They are apparently manky, but they are going to be different lengths. So he's going to sort of drop them off on his way home today. I can see exactly what lengths they are, and then just nip down to Cofast. It's a local firm that does fixings and fastenings, and I'll just get some stainless ones. So that's all good. The other thing that I've noticed, let's move you out the way. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to, oh hello, it's raining again. So this is the air box. It's a bit weird in that it's split sort of like a 3 and a 1, if that makes sense. But you look at these and they look a bit, I don't know, is that right? Well, I'm pretty sure that one there ain't. So I really don't know what's going on with that, whether it's got hot or what, but they look odd. And the openings aren't the same, like that one's obviously crimped here. I mean, it could just be where it's all clamped up and stuff, I don't really know. That's not original equipment. So I'm probably gonna, I don't know what my options are with this, but obviously I don't want leaks and everything else on it, because this has got, it's like a ram air system, the whole thing is ducted into this, and you're not really supposed to have any leaks in it. So I think I'm going to look and see if I can't get another air box from somewhere. I'll have a grub about on eBay and see if there's a second-hand one anywhere. But that don't seem right to me. That don't seem right at all. Right, okay, let's put all this lot away. See what I need to get these carbs split. And then they're all going to go through the ultrasonic.